"This is the bravest war prisoner I have ever seen. He doesn't speak a word of German, yet he dared to step forward and act as a translator for the German soldiers." Then the officer began explaining the rules of the camp.
Alles hören, ich sage das nur einmal.
Comincia il gioco. Chi c'è? Chi non c'è, non c'è.
Ihr seid nur aus einem einzigen Grund in dieses Lager transportiert worden?
Si vince a 1000 punti. Il primo classificato vince un carro armato, vero?
When the little boy heard his father's translation, he was very surprised. He truly believed it was just a game and not a dangerous prison. After the Germans left, all the prisoners were left confused. But Guido didn't care about what others thought. He directly told his son, as long as they won first place in the game, they could drive a tank home. The boy's eyes widened when he heard this. His favorite toy was a tank. This was a kind-hearted lie that his father made up for him. Soon, Guido was taken by the Germans to do forced labor. Everyone had to carry iron blocks weighing 100 pounds with their bare hands and started working at high intensity. After a day of hard labor, Guido was exhausted, but he still told his son that today's game was exciting. Then Guido took out a piece of dry bread from his pocket and told his son that it was the reward he had earned from the game. The boy, who hadn't eaten all day, eagerly grabbed the bread and ate it in big bites. Little did he know, this was the food his father had earned from a day of hard work. The next day, while Guido was working, his son suddenly ran to the factory to find him. When Guido saw his son appear at the factory, he was terrified. He knew that if the Germans discovered his son, the consequences would be unimaginable. He quickly urged his son to go back to the barracks, but the boy didn't want to go back. All the other children were being sent to bathe, and he came to the factory because he didn't want to take a bath. Guido had no choice but to hide his son for now. It was this unintentional action that saved him from disaster. Because at that time, German soldiers took away the children and elderly who were unable to work from the prison cells. When Guido found out the truth, he immediately told his son, "Make sure you hide well and don't get caught." Now, the game had turned into a game of hide and seek. As long as you could hide and not get found, you'd win. It was time for the monthly medical checkup. Guido immediately recognized the German doctor performing the checkups. He was a friend who had often played guessing games with Guido. Guido knew this was the only person who could save them. He gave the doctor their secret signal. The doctor, recognizing the signal, immediately understood and had the soldiers release Guido. He arranged for Guido to work as a waiter at a restaurant. One day, while Guido was cleaning, he suddenly saw a group of German children playing downstairs, while his son had to hide in the prison every day. Guido made a bold decision. He returned to the prison, risking his life to take his son out. He told his son that there was a little boy hiding in the iron box, and if he didn't believe him, he could go check for himself. The boy hesitated but opened the box. To his surprise, there was indeed a child inside. The boy was excited. His father's words were true. But just then, a German female officer appeared. She shouted for all the children to come back for dinner. Guido was afraid his son would be discovered, so he prepared to leave quickly. But suddenly, the officer blocked their way. Guido thought his son's identity would be exposed, but to his surprise, the officer took his son for a German boy and insisted on taking him back to eat.